everyone and welcome back to my channel today. My name is Christian and today we're here to talk about the new record from Deaf Havana. It is titled All These Countless Nights. It's their fourth studio record and their follow-up to 2013's Old Souls. This is a band that I've never really listened to, but I heard a snippet from one of the singles from this album and I really enjoyed it, so I was pretty excited to listen to this record. At the same time, I was apprehensive because of the scene that this band come from, full of bands that are constantly overproduced and lack a lot of soul to their music. But from the snippet I heard, I had high hopes. This record is fine. It's not bad, it's not horrible, but at the same time, it's not going to be anyone's favorite record. There are a lot of songs on this record that just kind of go by and there's nothing really special to them, but there are some good highlights to this record, so let's get into it. Ashes Ashes opens up this record acoustically. It opens up with an acoustic guitar and the vocalists singing, and then it is like that until it launches into this big anthemic chorus. And this is a really enjoyable track. I really like that the acoustic is there in the mix all the way throughout this track, adds a lot to the song's tone. However, the chorus almost feels like a pre-chorus. It feels like it wants to go that one step further, but never really does. The time it does go that step further would basically be the final chorus, where the drums go into more of a half-time beat. Works out really, really well. Makes the chorus so much bigger and makes you wish that the rest of the choruses had that same drum beat. However, it is a nice opening to the record. Trigger opens up with a really cool clean guitar part, which feels a lot darker. I really like the amount of percussion going on throughout this track. It adds a lot to drive the song forward and it builds a lot of intrigue. This chorus is also going to be massive live. The first time it comes in, it's a bit jarring. It's very different from the tone that the song sets up, but from then on the song is really enjoyable. And the bridge is also really cool, and that's really down to the drum beat going on at the beginning of each progression. Works really, really well. L.O.V.E is next up and it opens up with some really cool synth sounds before the drums come in. This track is a lot more driving and it's the first track on this record to have a real consistent feel and tone to it. And I really like the use of distortion on the vocals. It really adds a lot to the feel of this track. The chorus is massive and this is down to the verses building a lot of intrigue. It just makes the chorus pay off a whole lot more. The production on this record is a little too perfect, a little too clean. There are moments where the sampled snare takes a lot out of the tracks and takes away all authenticity. But there are also some great vocal effects going on throughout this record, so that's a plus. Happiness is one of those tracks that doesn't really do a lot for me on this record. It feels way too generic and just kind of falls flat. It just feels lazy and very formulaic, but I can see a lot of people enjoying this song, but it's just not for me. Fever is next up and it's my favorite track on the record. I love how bass driven this track is and those distorted vocals are back, which is awesome. It sounds great. The chorus on this track is absolutely massive, and as well as that, the vocal performance on this track is the best on the record. The vocalist is really great at these more aggressive songs. It's where he can show off just how good of a vocalist he is. This is a track that I can see connecting with a lot of people and it's going to be massive live. Like a Ghost opens up with some really nice clean guitars and a really cool synth backing them up. However, I have the same feeling for this song as I did for Happiness. It just feels too middle of the road. There's nothing within this track to make it stand out or be anything more than fine. The main problem with this record is just the amount of songs that are just okay. There are certain songs that do things to make themselves better than average, but they're surrounded by these tracks that don't do that, and the contrast between those two different types of songs is really apparent. Pretty Low is a track where the sampled drums become really, really obvious. The intro and the verses are led by this drum beat that just sounds so synthetic and has completely no natural feel to it all. And no, it's not just for those beginning sections. That same snare sound is all the way throughout this track and shows that a lot of the drums on this record have been replaced with samples. The song itself is fine, but it just goes to show that one thing in a song can pull you completely out of it. England opens up with a really cool guitar riff, but it's another song that doesn't really do anything for me. And the chorus doesn't really fit. It's very abrupt and it doesn't really fit the tone that the first verse set up. Sometimes on this record, this band just will completely throw away the tone that they've set up for a song and will sacrifice that for just an anthemic chorus. Not all the choruses, guys, have to be anthemic, arena-ready choruses. Some of them can be more toned down and still have a massive impact. Seattle is next up and it opens up acoustically once again, and I really like the feel to this track. It's simple but effective in what it's trying to do. It's not just your token acoustic song. There's a level of authenticity to it that is lacking from a lot of acoustic songs. This is a song that really highlights the vocalist's ability, and while I can't really connect lyrically to what he's singing about, the way that he sings those words really drives this song home for me. And the vocalist is the guy that really saves this whole album from being throwaway. He has a really great voice and he uses lots of different vocal techniques all the way throughout this record, which really make him stand out as a great vocalist. St. Paul's is next up, and it's really the track that should close out the record. It feels like a full stop. It's another softer track. It doesn't hit like Seattle did, but it's a nice song that would have been good to close out the record. But again, it's okay. It's nothing more than just a fine song. Sing is next up and is a much better track, which brings back a lot of pace and energy to this record. The track opens up with a really great guitar riff and the drums drive this track really well. This track just shows off that the band are better at energetic rock songs with big choruses. Pensacola 2013 closes out this record and it really feels unnecessary. It really is the same kind of track that St. Paul's was. Doesn't add much to this record at all to have this song closing it out. Once again, it's not bad, it's just fine. It would have been a lot better to close out this record with a full stop, really strong song like Sing. Overall, this record is fine. It's a nice one to put on in the background of doing something else and just enjoy. There's not much on this record that's going to jump out and grab your attention, but there are certain songs that do that. My top 3 tracks are going to be Fever, Love, and Sing, and I'm going to give this record a 3 out of 5. Anyway, what did you guys think about the record? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Did you like the record? Did you not like the record? Let me know down below. We're here to have a conversation about music, so let's do that. But if you're just going to fill up the comment section with hate and insults, just know I'm going to read your comments and laugh at how pathetic your life is. Anyway, thanks for watching my video today, guys. Please hit subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Fresh Currents.